of a change of scenery. And if you know Orlando, you know we're not in Disney anymore. What?
I don't know where to go from there.
Okay, so thanks to Natalie and Linda, we are getting our Universal annual passes finally, which this is the longest I think we've lived in Florida without them, but I'm pretty pumped. So yes, we're huge Disney fans and we still always go to Disney more, but I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I don't know if you guys can see these. I'm wearing my Hufflepuff earrings for the occasion.
And she loves E.T.
I do love E.T. So true story, when we got our annual passes the first time we lived here, we came to buy them and I was like, oh, let's just go in and ride E.T. Because that was like, I hadn't been to Universal since the 90s and I knew that was the only thing that was really left from their original. So we went in, rode E.T., but then we walked around and we saw Hogwarts and then we stayed the whole day. So that's when Forbidden Journey was like brand new and it had 3-hour lines, but we waited in it. But we're gonna get to security, so we'll see you on the other side. So we're almost there. I mean, almost as in have our annual passes, but once I'm not in the rain and it's not loud, I'll explain all the complications that we had with this, but their guest service ticket area is not designed for rain at all. So the credit card machine was out in the rain and it's not working, so she has to manually call everything in. I don't know what he's doing. That again?
Some of wet pants don't get on my legs. Don't bend your knees. You're good.
I don't know if that clip that I just took is going to turn out, but one of my favorite things about parking at Universal is that they play the theme songs from the movie that you are parked in. So like we're in E.T. and it's playing the E.T. theme song. And I know that I've heard Jurassic Park and Jaws before. And Duncan just went on our way to E.T. to check if Spider-Man played the song too. And it's more like we think it's just the scores from the ride, but we aren't positive. But we have our passes, and when I'm dry, I'll try to remember to tell you the whole ordeal we went through to get them.
Oh, a paw print, right. And that's our first clue? Then we put it in our, cause the blues, blues. We gotta find another paw print, that's the second clue. We put it in our notebook because they're who's clues? Blues clues. We gotta find the last paw print, that's the third clue. We put it in our notebook because they're blues clues.
I had to clean out my suitcase from last week before I could pack for next week, and I went to put a skirt in my suitcase and I had a cat. And now he's back here. There's a cat. You want to get in your box? I'm sorry, did I block your box? You can go in. Sometimes he likes to go in here. But he also likes to be covered, so he likes having a fort. Also, I'll move it so you can go in your little hole. Look at my watchdogs. Wait till you guys see how far away these people are that Gizmo's barking at. Okay, just not barking. Just looking. Gizmo's full attack mode. You guys are gonna die. Ready? Gizmo, show me where they are. Show me where they are. Okay. I don't even know if you guys can see them, all the way across the pond, and that's what she's mad about. Okay, so it's hours later, and obviously I'm in a different shirt because we got very rained on while we were at Universal. So wanted to pop on and tell you the story about the annual pass ordeal that we had, because I know we kind of mentioned it, but we were running through the rain, so we didn't tell you the whole thing. So we got to Universal, and we had to decide if we were going to buy our tickets at Islands of Adventure or Universal Studios. We opted for Islands, figuring it was pouring and all their attractions were outside, so if anyone was just coming for the day and hadn't bought their tickets yet, they'd probably go to Universal. And I don't know if it was no one was in line or we picked the right one, but there wasn't very many people in line, so we were able to walk right up. But here's the deal. So Linda and Natalie gave us money towards our annual pass purchase, because you have to put a down payment on. And we were going to do that. And first of all, you can't use gift cards on the down payment, which is fine, whatever. We'll use them when we go. But then they weren't going to let Linda put anything on her card because she wasn't going to be on the contract. So super complicated, but the girl that we had was new, so she had to call our manager and see what she could do. And then we got it all figured out. Meanwhile, it's pouring, like I said, and the credit card machine wasn't working because she had it out in the rain. Now, when I was looking around, I saw the other team members like squeegeeing off their water or like wiping it off, and I think she was just too new to even think to do that, because I kind of wondered that too. I saw it poking out of her window and I was like, that's kind of weird. So I don't know if you have been to Islands, but they have like these beautiful tents covering their area to block the sun, but they're starting to show their age. They're kind of ripping, so there's holes everywhere. So even though we were under a covered area, we were still getting rained and splashed on, which made signing the paperwork a little bit difficult. There was a pad of paper we had to fill out, and all three of us had to write it on there, and it was soaked by the time we gave back to her. It was like, you know, when paper gets wet and you can't even write on it, that's how wet it was. That happened to us. And then when we had to sign our contracts too, it was just all wet. But anyways, Gizmo just jumped off the back of the couch to do that. So then we had to move over to another person while her manager fixed the machine, or I don't know what they were doing. They closed her window. They don't want me to finish the story. So I'm hoping if I sit next to her, she won't be as distracted. I'm down here and I haven't moved to another location because it's almost DINNER time. Yeah, my dogs know how to spell. But anyway, so it was just a whole big long ordeal, because apparently it doesn't happen very often where somebody wants to use one card for a down payment and a different card for the recurring payments. So long story short, we got them. And hopefully we can go next weekend or sometime, because the whole reason that I want them now is because I love going to any theme park at Christmas time. So when I come back from my meetings next week, we are going to SeaWorld one day, because we got passes for my mom and Linda for Christmas, so we could go see their Christmas stuff, and hopefully... Oh. There's a bunch of tiny dogs. Gizmo, it's okay. It's okay. I know you. There's these two bulldogs that live in this neighborhood, and she gets so angry at them. Gizmo, it's okay. They're allowed to poop there. It's okay. But anyway, we got them, and hopefully we can go next week, and I'm going to go so I can feed these little monsters so that they don't have to bark at all the dogs. I just put Lady out to see if Gadget would maybe lay on it, and then Gizmo decided it wasn't flat enough, so she tried to beat it up. She hasn't worn it in yet. You gonna give up? I'm not sure what she's thinking. gonna sleep on Lotso. Time for some updates. It's probably been about 6 hours since I last updated. I can't remember what the last thing I recorded was, but a couple thoughts. So, like I said, today has been a day of catching up. So it's been a little bit of work, a little bit of LuLaRoe, a little bit of packing for my week, a little bit of just catching up since I've been out the last week. So I've been listening to a podcast, WW Radio, for those of you that listen to Lou Mangello, and they were doing a recap of their Adventures by Disney Backstage Magic, which is like my number one Adventures by Disney I want to do. Now I know that it's not very exotic and they have like a million other trips I could do, but that trip goes to so many Disney things that I want to do in life that I just need to do that. Now, my agency was having a travel agent trip of it so that we could get to learn a little bit of the structure of Adventures by Disney and then be able to sell it because we've done it, but I had to back out and I'm really bummed about it. So, it's back on the list, so if anyone wants to go, let me know. We can set a goal. Which leads me to my next thing. So, LuLaRoe is having this sales contest. So, if you sell 10% more of what you did in November, then you'll get 5% of your whatever you hit in December if you are 10% over back in inventory, which I really could use. So, I'm going to try it, but I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage because I am already behind a week since I really didn't do much with LuLaRoe when my sister was here. So, I don't have my numbers. So, I took my sales from November times 10% to figure out what I needed and divided by 3 since I'm already I eliminated that first week. So I need to do like about $671.50 a week for the next 3 weeks, which is totally doable, but I really have to focus, and this weekend has just not been great for focus since I'm just trying to get my life back in order. So I am starting the week though off pretty good since I had $137 in sales just from the last week where I wasn't really focused on it. So I'm like $580 or so for this week, and I'm in meetings all week, so this is going to be really hard, but I'm going to try. I'm going to focus. Hopefully this will work. Because like I said, I could really use that sales credit in inventory. So I guess that's it. Duncan's closing. I'm not sure when he'll be home, but I'll be sure to check in when he's home. I feel bad.
Hi.
We had a rare sighting of Oso
On the bed.
on the bed.
Laying down.
And he was hanging out with us, which never ever happens.
And then Katie pushed him off the bed.
And then I kicked his butt.
Pushed him right off the bed. Just like he does to everything that's on a shelf.
No, I'm sad. Because he ran away. Not really. He just, sauntered out. But it's going to be weird tomorrow because normally I have a really
stupid early flight.
And chicken sandwiches won't even be being made by the time we leave for the airport.
I mean, you could just get a McChicken with no sauce.
It's just not the same.
I mean, but it literally is. It's literally the same.
If I could get a McChicken on a biscuit with no sauce,
you might
that
be
would
able
be the
to.
same.
They do some breakfast stuff all day now.
Yeah, that's true.
And I bet you McChicken biscuit they do a sausage biscuit all day. So I bet you they would knock out a McChicken biscuit.
That changes everything. So do you think you can get
I just blew her mind. What?
Do you think you could get a McChicken biscuit with fries?
I didn't think about that.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, game is changed.
Okay, so people watching, do you live in an area that has the McChicken biscuits? It's an important
I
question.
bet you they're everywhere.
So here's the moment I realized that
Sorry.
McChickens were not everywhere. So when we first moved down here, we lived in an apartment over in Kissimmee, and there's a McDonald's like right there, and that's where I started to go to McDonald's regularly, and they had this biscuit. Well,
No. They did not have this biscuit. They had a Southern style
they
chicken
had a
biscuit.
chicken biscuit though.
It was different.
Yeah, it was different, and better, honestly. But I never went to McDonald's for breakfast because I was working at Red Robin and I could just eat there. So, the point of this story is, when we moved back to Wisconsin, I went to McDonald's before one of my training shifts, and I was like, oh, do you guys have the chicken biscuit? Because I didn't see it on the menu. And they're like, no, we don't have that. And then I Googled it, and I was like, no!
It's a literal thing that happens.
Yeah. And found out it was only in a bunch of southern states. So the last time we moved to Orlando, I was literally so excited to come back to the chicken biscuit. And then to move to Denver and have no more chicken biscuit. Which was actually okay because I felt like Denver had a lot of good breakfast food options.
But then we moved back to Florida, and they changed it.
No, we were on our move back. Remember, we stopped at
yeah.
Was it a McDonald's in Alabama or something?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I was like, we're in chicken biscuit territory. I was so pumped.
But they changed it, so it is a different chicken patty. It is the normal McChicken patty. The Southern style chicken was a different one.
Yeah.
So now I bet you all of them across the country have them because it's just McChicken, which they already have.
And it might just not be on menus, but they have everything on mobile order on the McDonald's app.
Every option you could put together.
Yeah. Stuff I didn't even realize McDonald's had.
Yeah.
But anyway. The point of all that was that I don't leave really early tomorrow, and I feel like that's going to feel really weird.
I feel like we just made 3 left turns and got right back to where we started.
Well, that's good. At least we're going back to finish our point. But our other point is, it's time for bed. So make sure you subscribe, comment, share this with your friends, especially if they like McDonald's biscuits. And
or work for McDonald's and can get a hashtag sponsored. Thanks.
But
Free McDonald's for life.
subscribe if you like McDonald's breakfast.
Yeah, because it's great. Bye-bye.
What did he say?